welcome to the Greater Purpose Health and Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Chenard, and today I want to give you some tips on motivation. How do you build momentum or get motivated to start your health and fitness journey? There's been a lot of roadblocks and hardships that can prevent us from this past year, that can prevent us from starting our health and fitness journey. And it can be really daunting at times, especially if your fitness has been hit in any way due to all the inconsistencies. So I'm going to give you 3 quick tips that can help you start creating some momentum in your health and fitness journey and then get towards the goals you want to reach. The first one I want to talk about is accountability. Now, this is a really, really important one. Creating accountability partner or having an accountability partner or being an accountability group or circle is really important. This is why CrossFit gyms, one of the many reasons CrossFit gyms have been so successful is because you're part of a community. You're part of a group suffering because workouts are hard, right? Relative to where you're at. And they should be, because you have to stress your system in order to take advantage of the adaptation and become fitter and fitter, disrupting homeostasis, or in different terms, where your body's comfortable. So being a part of a group when you're going through something that's a little bit harder makes it more impactful and enables you to be more consistent in that. So I highly encourage you find accountability partner or accountability group to ensure that you're prioritizing your health and fitness consistently, because consistency is one of the major aspects we often overlook in terms of our health and fitness. We see all these fad diets or these programs, these fitness programs that tell you that they can help you lose X amount of weight in X amount of days in a really short period of time, which maybe they can, but that's not sustainable. The things that are sustainable are usually the ones that you can be consistent at. You're better off going to the gym when you're starting your fitness journey 3 times a week than you are 7 times a week, because that's going to take some time to get used to. You can create consistency. You can create consistency in 3 days per week compared to going 7 days per week. That's really stretching, especially if you have a busy life. So give yourself some grace and start consistently, starting small. Even if you can't get to the gym 3 times a week, that's okay. Go for a 5-minute walk. But over time, that will build momentum and it'll get you some motivation to keep going. Whereas if you reach really, really high, there's nothing wrong with setting high goals, but if you reach too high in the sense of, I need to do 7 days a week to get to my goals, it's going to be a lot harder to maintain that. That's not as sustainable as starting small. Starting small and saying, hey, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week. I'm going to be consistent with that. Once I'm consistent with that and my schedule is kind of adapted around that, then I'm going to go to maybe 4 times a week and then 5 times a week. And eventually you'll get to that 7 if that's what fits with your lifestyle. And you don't necessarily need 7. I don't do 7. It has to align with your goals and with your life outside the gym. So consistency and creating an accountability group. The next one is finding a coach. It is so important to find a coach, someone who's been through it before, who's studied it, who knows the ins and outs, who knows, hey, let's take this shortcut. And shortcut meaning let's not get distracted by this shiny thing. Let's do the tested and true things. Let's do the test and true methodologies of fitness. Let's do this nutrition plan, because this is what has worked for the most, or consistently worked for the most amount of people. This is what coaches invest their life in, their money in. They've spent a lot of money on educating themselves. So find yourself an expert coach in the field of whether it's mindset, fitness, or nutrition. We have this at the gym if that's works for you, whether it's virtual at Greater Purpose Health and Fitness, whether it's virtual or in person. Reach out to us. We'd be happy to get you started. So find yourself a coach, someone who can tell you when to push, when you need to push, tell you when to rest, when you need to rest, and just basically guide you along. A good coach is here to be by your side. It's not about the coach. It should be about you as the individual and helping you get towards your goals. Next is developing a deep-rooted why. So you might have heard this term a lot, is this term why, or the 5 whys. Whys, not wives, 5 whys. You want to develop this deep-rooted why, because when you have a deep-rooted why, and I keep seeing deep-rooted on purpose, it keeps you consistent even through the hardships, through the difficult times, through the plateaus, because you're going to have plateaus in your health and fitness journey. And if you don't have a really good reason to why you're doing this, right? So let's say your goal or your why was just simply to get a pull-up. So then what happens when you get that pull-up? Are you just going to stop working out? Hopefully not, because your fitness is really important for the rest of your life. But let's say your why was, hey, I want to get this pull-up because I know it's going to be a byproduct of me developing myself into a more healthy and fit person, so that I can play with my grandkids, I can play with my kids, I can go on hikes, I can adventure, I can go paddle boarding, I can do all these things, I can help my friends move. That's a deep-rooted why. So when things get tough, you're like, no, this is why I'm doing it, so I can amplify my life and live more fulfilling and reach my genetic potential. If it's kind of surface level and you haven't really put it down into the soil, for lack of better terms, you aren't going to have a sustainable program. As soon as you reach your goal, you're going to be kind of like, well, you're just going to have to keep getting different goals over and over, which goals are important because they act as celebrations in the long run, because it's a marathon, not a sprint. Last tip I have is have some fun. It's a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to go to the gym. It's a lot easier to do something when there's a gamification of it or a community around you. So the workouts don't have to necessarily be fun for it to be fun. Like sometimes workouts have to be hard for you to get good sweat and stress your system. Again, going back to the start of this, it's important to stress our system. But you can be in a fun atmosphere. You can have a fun accountability group. If you're doing online training, there can be like a gamification of it all. That's why all these different apps have badges and things like that, is because it's exciting, right? It keeps it fun, it keeps it motivating, and it makes it like a game. So those are my suggestions. If you're lacking motivation in your health and fitness journey, lacking motivation if you've been doing it for a long time or having a hard time getting started, find an accountability partner or group. Be consistent with it. Don't just go all in right off the bat. Find a coach, an expert coach who can help guide you, who makes it about you and not themselves. Make it fun. Okay. So make it fun by being in a community or finding a fitness program that is fun to you, right? You're better off doing the program or the exercise routine or nutrition program that will last a long time compared to doing it for a short period of time, this acute micro time frame where you can't sustain it. Because yes, you might reach your goals really, really fast if you do it 7 days a week or you do a really restrictive diet, but that's not sustainable. And you're just going to taste this goal when in reality, the people who have the long lasting success and reach their goals and can maintain them are the ones that are patient and have that delayed gratification aspect to their mindset, the growth mindset. I'm going to slowly do the work. I'm going to be consistent with it. I'm going to put the time in and know it's going to take time. And they surround themselves by individuals that support them. So we do our best to create this community at our gym, whether it's virtually or in person. So if this sounds like would be of benefit to you, you can find our website in the show notes. Just click on the link. You can have a free no sweat intro. So what that means is basically you come in person or online and we sit down. If it's in person with you, we go over your goals. We ask you what's worked before, what hasn't worked before. And then we create this prescriptive membership for you. So we're only going to give you what we think is going to work with you, for you to reach your goals. And if it's online, we can do it either Zoom or we can do it on the phone and go over your goals. Same thing. What has worked for you? What hasn't worked for you? Why is this important to you? And then we work together to figure out the best membership to get you to your end goals. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. Make sure you guys subscribe and share this with a friend. Give us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it, so we can help more people become holistically healthy and fit so that they can live more fulfilling lives, more fulfilling, enriching lives, and make a great impact on the world. We'll catch you later.